All right, mate. Yeah, Alice. It's not one I looked at in a while. I remember everybody had high hopes for Alice. It looked very strong up here, but of course, well, whatever way you want to draw that, but we ended up breaking down. And since the breakdown, look at all these large candles here, and since that breakdown, it's all been very small monthly candles, which is it's not great. And at this point, we have a bearish monthly engulfing candle. At this point, it does imply that this is still bearish, and this should go lower in theory. So we should come down and take out these lows. That's the theory behind it. There is 7 days left. There's 1 week left. Now, if we do bounce hard this week, there could be. There would be, I should say, there would be an argument that this is a bullish dip, in the fact that this was a bullish engulfing candle here. So this could be just a dip down to take liquidity before going higher. So this could be a great buy right now. But if we finish poor like this at the end of the month, well, then this will likely go lower. Okay, so it's a bearish engulfing candle negating this here. But what if we bounce hard this week and finish fairly strong? And what if, say, we close up here, for example? Well, that then opens the door for a continuation to the upside and a green candle. Okay, we're coming into the merge, and this is why it's a difficult moment for the market, because the market is giving bearish signals all around and saying we're going lower, but the merge is in a few weeks' time, and quite often the market will normally like to bounce into the merge or into a large event like that. So it's really skewing my perspective, and I think it's skewing the entire market a little bit. The market is saying lower, but the merge usually gives a bounce up into it. So are we going to bounce into the last week and have a bit of a bounce, and then maybe next month into the merge we get a green candle and bounce higher? That's the tricky part at this point in time. Now, there was a lot of bullish stop hunts on a weekly charts yesterday. I know we're seeing some downside now, but there definitely was some upside yesterday, and I know it was on the back of some bad downside the day before it, with the stock market dropping. But this still does leave the door open for higher prices, unfortunately, and it's a tricky situation. But what does it mean? Well, it means that if this is going to be bullish, this base here should start holding, and this should break up. You can see the green line that I drew now, that if we somehow close up here, and it doesn't have to be just as high as that, even if we closed somewhere up here, that would mean we have a monthly wick. This would all be a monthly wick. And then you can see the green candle that I drew. We would recapture the white 100, and then we would bounce up into the red 200. So it's not out of the question, and it's a very tricky point in the market. It's do or die time. This little base here needs to become a BART back up. There's probably many examples of these BARTing back, like here. There's a bit of a base like that, and it ends up BARTing back up. I know it did roll over again, but we were on a downtrend, so you can't really fault that. But there may be more examples. Like here, you create this little bit of a base, but you actually BART back up, and it kind of continues. And here you get this base, and it BARTs back up. You get a base here, but it's a bit of a dip on it. You get a base here. There was a wick down, but it came right back up, and from that reversal, it went. So you get what I'm saying. We are creating that base here, and these bases and the entire market structure is saying we are going lower right now. But if these bases create a BART pattern back up, well, BART patterns are failed moves to the downside quite often, and can cause fast moves to the opposite direction. So with saying that, there's an argument to be made that you could buy Alice right now and have a stop loss below yesterday's low. Okay, because in theory yesterday's low should not get taken out. I mean, that's a very tight conservative stop. Let's measure that. It's less than 4%. Let's do it properly. Yeah, 3.5%. So the risk here right now to call the market's bluff, because we've got bearish monthly engulfing candles. The risk here is 3.5% to call the market's bluff. Maybe it's not a bearish engulfing monthly candle. Maybe it's a dip in the bull uptrend. Now, if we finish the end of the month down here like this, poor like this down here, well, that suggests that we're going to roll down and go lower. But if we finish up here somewhere, this would all become a monthly wick, and there's a better chance of the market going higher. Basically, what we're trying to create here, if you look right here, now they're not identical. They're definitely not identical. But you can see right here, what happened is you get a green candle down at the lows, and then you get a green candle moving up, and then you get another wick down to the lows, but it kind of takes liquidity, and then it just continues and bounces, chops higher. That's essentially what needs to happen here in a way. Now, it is a long shot. The long at this point is a long shot, because it is forming a bullish monthly engulfing candle, and we are starting to run out of time. But it's the merge that's got me my interest peaked. Is the market trying to fake everybody out here and maybe bounce into the end of the month? And if it bounces into the end of the month, we can see continuation up into the merge. So is this dipping down, taking liquidity in this wick here before moving higher? That's what we need to find out today, tomorrow, and coming into this week. Now, this 3 month has flipped red again. That is not the best sign. It's not the sign you want. So ideally, you'd want to see this flip green, and pretty soon as well. This is now bounced, rejected, dropped, flipped red, and we have 1 month left. So is this going to continue to drop in the last month and continue the downside? So there is warnings here. It's the merge that is kind of skewing my curiosity. Why would we not bounce into the merge? It'd be very surprising to me if we don't bounce into the merge. As you can see here, the 6 month has also flipped red, and of course the yearly, it's very beat down. So Alice here, it has rank 319 in the market cap, $67 million market cap, and basically sitting here at all-time lows. At $2 or whatever, and the high was 27, so 14x. Other coins like Ant formed this exact same position and skyrocketed from here. As you can see right here, we created this base, got rejected by the white 100, dropped away back into the trend line. If you draw the trend line right across through it, it's acting as support here, this trend line. And can it get some sort of traction like Ant got? Last thing I will mention here is there is a new 5-day candle today, 2 hours ago, basically, and can this 5-day flip green again? If you see the 5-day flipping green again, there is a chance that it's a buy with a tight stop below this 5-day wick. Again, if we finish bad and we finish down here on the monthly, it's not a great sign. We need to see some signs of life and strength before the end of the month.